Hey everybody, this is Shubham again from Vikyan.club, and today we will discuss a feature offered by GitHub to host our own websites. So we call this feature GitHub Pages. So what this actually does, you can host your static websites on GitHub repository itself, and you don't need to purchase any kind of another hosting service. All you just need to do is push your push your source code to your GitHub repository, configure a couple of settings, and you are good to go. It's super easy, super good, and hosted by GitHub servers. So you can sleep in night, offered by great servers of GitHub, as we all believe. So moving further, there are two options we can use on GitHub Pages. One is your project sites, and another one is your organization sites. Both are relatively same. The only difference is the use case. For example, you are building a project on GitHub and you want to host some kind of documentation, some kind of introduction page, or any other information you want. You can use your project specific websites. For example, you have a company called abc.com and you have a number of projects that comes under this company. So what you can do, you can build a number of websites which can be visited by abc.com slash project 1, project 2, project 3, and so on. So that's what project site on GitHub Pages is. And on the other hand, your organization site is basically a website for your organization itself, which is your abc.com, or if it's your personal account, then yourname.com, anything you wish to call this. So the point here is that you don't need to purchase any kind of server. You don't even need to know any kind of web technology. You simply can use one of the modern blog technology, Jekyll, if you prefer. Else, you can simply use HTML5, CSS3, JS, and you can design your own. So the another good thing with GitHub Pages is that you can customize the domain. I mean, obviously you will have some kind of .github.com, something like that, when you host your website with GitHub. But you can customize it with your own domain. As I've said earlier, your abc.com, yourname.com, anything you like. And again, it will be just a matter of minutes to configure that. So today we'll try to look into both the options and how we can do that. All right. And before starting the discussion, I would like to show what I have built with GitHub Pages. So I have a blog called sql.net, and where I discuss about various topics, and I demonstrate some kind of project, some technologies, some solutions, and I usually host those demonstration on website called apps.sql.net. So this website I hosted on GitHub Pages using the same mechanism which we are discussing today. So this complete what you are saying here is hosted. So it's not like that that you can only host your plain old looking website on GitHub Pages because it does not involve any kind of server, but you can design whatever you want. The only restriction is it must be static. I mean, it's not you cannot deploy any API, any database. It's just a static pages. Right. On the other hand, if you are a blogger, or if you are looking to start one, then you can utilize the static block technology, Jekyll. So that is the topic for another day. But right now, we are discussing about GitHub Pages only. And the other website I can show you is shivam.studio. So this is something, again, a personal portfolio, which is hosted by, again, GitHub Pages. So it's super responding. I mean, obviously it is hosted by GitHub, so there is no downtime. There is, all the best technologies in the world. They are using GitHub as their repository server, so we can easily trust on whatever server they are using. So as you have seen that, I mean, we can host whatever kind of work we are doing, if as long as it is a static website, we can host this on GitHub Pages. Now let's start with how we can achieve this. So this is my GitHub page, the dashboard, and which I already have logged in with my own credentials. So next step would be to create a repository. Let's say I'm working on a project called page demo, okay, and I wish to provide some kind of documentation or some kind of introduction about my project, and I want to build a website for that. So what I'll do is I'll create a new repository, and this will come under my own. So I will call it page demo, and my repository will be public. Obviously, I'll initialize this with a readme file, and I'll simply click on create repository. So I have my repository with me. Now I have to click on setting page, scroll down to the bottom, and you will find settings for your GitHub pages. So next thing you have to do is choose a theme, right? So let's click on choose a theme. So here GitHub has some kind of predefined themes or templates, you can say, which you can choose to build your website. So this is looking pretty good to me. So let's choose this one. I'll click on select theme. Okay, so uh, this is the file for your the home page. So you can welcome to page demo title, and let's hit save. That's it. So you have this readme file with you, and this is markdown syntax. And let's go back to setting page, go to GitHub pages, and here it is saying your site is published at apps.sql.net/page demo. So guys, this is apps.sql.net because as I have shown you guys that I have created my own GitHub page for demonstration of my projects. So, and this page demo repository comes under my profile. So it's basically a project specific website we just have built. So if you click on this link, you will find that this is what we have just created. In matter of minutes, you have your website ready, which is your project specific, right? And as you can see that this is what we have edited while we were committing our page. So this is as simple as that. That's it. I mean, you can configure this, you can rewrite this, whatever you can. You just need to know the Jekyll. This was the technology I was talking about. So this is for transform your plain text into static website and blogs. So there is no database for blogs. All are static pages. You can easily edit your blog with it. So we will discuss it some another time. Let's go back to your another option, which is your user website or your organization website. So to create an organization website, what I'll do, I have to create a new organization. So we have to give a name, let's say page demo org. It's available, that's good. Billing email, let me put my own email here. And these are plans that GitHub is offering. So I'll go with the free one. Another question is, the account is owned by business? No. Let's leave it as it is and hit create organization button. Now it's looking for the members. I don't have any right now. So let's hit continue. Another page for plenty of questions. Let's fill them very quickly. What do you plan to use the organization for? Let's say educational purpose. How long do you plan to use this organization? I'm not sure yet. About how many people do you expect to work with in this organization? I plan to work alone. Let's hit submit now. We have our organization with us. So our next step would be to create a repository. So let's simply hit create a new repository. Now we have to choose this name. So there is a catch about it. So this repository name must be your organization name .github.io. So guys, this is something GitHub forces us to do. So in our case, it should be page demo org.github.io. So if you want your organization website to work, this must be your repository name, otherwise it will not work. So, and I mean, this name will basically be URL for your website, the default URL that GitHub provides us. So obviously I'll have public repository because I don't have a premium plan from GitHub, so I cannot create private repositories. So again, I'll choose with readme file and I'll hit create repository. Okay, so we have our repository with us. Next thing will be to host our code here. So for code, what I'll do, I'll try to copy some example from Bootstrap page because I don't want to write one. So we will look for the examples. Okay, here we have examples link. Let's click on this. Here are a couple of examples that Bootstrap is providing. These examples are basically to inspire us that what we can build with Bootstrap. So it's a very powerful UI framework, and a lot of companies already using this to build their front end. So let's choose one. Okay, let's choose this one. It's looking modern, so it's some kind of mobile phone introduction website. So to copy its code, what we have to do, simple right click, save as, and let's go to GitHub pages, source, and let's save our code here, and we'll keep the file name is index.html. Let's save this here. Okay, I already have saved something there. Now we have our code with us. So next step would be to upload the code into this repository. So in order to do that, what we have to do, we have to clone this repository. So let me clear this first. So where I am GitHub pages. Okay, what folders we have? I have source and I have another one. Let's remove test underscore folder. Okay, let's say recursive. Okay, let's see what we have now. We have these two files. Let's remove them as well. text.txt. Let's remove text1.txt. So we just have source, and if we move to our source directory, we have index.html and there's a files and txt. Let's remove txt.txt as well. Now we just have our source code. So we have cleared our directory for this demonstration purpose. I'm sorry about that. I have to do this in front of you guys. Let's go back, and here we have source folder. So what we'll do, we'll try to clone our repository into this directory. So to do that, let's copy the repository URL, and next step would be git clone the repository name. It's coming to us. Let's see what we have now. We have another directory called pagedemo.github.io, which is your repository name. So next step is basically copying your source code into your repository folder. So let's do that. So we'll do cp source/star and pagedemo.github.io. It's a directory not copied. Okay, let's select -r. Perfect. Let's go to git pagedemo.github.io. Let's see what we have. We have our folder, we have our file, and we have our readme file. We are good now. We have our source code with us in our repository, and now let's commit this. Git commit source code. Perfect. Now we have to push this. Git push origin master. It's going there. Very good. Now let's see if we got our code in here or not. Perfect. We have our code with us right now. Now another step is, as we have discussed for our project specific websites, let's go to setting and let's see what GitHub pages option has. Okay, so we already have our site published at this URL because we have we named our repository for this purpose. So this repository was meant to become a source code for your website. So as we can see that our website is being hosted on this URL. So let's click and see how it looks. Beautiful. So we have what we just did. We simply post our code to your GitHub repository, and we have our website up and running in no time. As you can see, this is what we have copied. So as you can see, this is catbootstrap.com. So this example that we have copied from here, we simply pushed into our repository and we merge it. And here you can see we have our brand new website. And it is hosted by GitHub servers, not our own server. We don't have to purchase anything, so it's free, and free is always good for all of us. Now, next step will be to customize this domain. I mean, obviously, we don't want this domain to look like your some kind of page demo or github.io. Well, we want this to be something fancy. So to do that, we have to configure this name with a domain that we own. So for example, I have purchased my domain sql.net from WordPress because I run my blog on WordPress. So you can find this setting with any domain provider you have. You just have to look at the right place, and you have to look for DNS record settings. So I have found my setting here, as you can see. So I'll go to DNS record, and here you can see I have created plenty of uh, domain records to test a couple of things and to demonstrate things, so on. So here what you have to do, you have to create a new Cname. So Cname record is basically it's a different name for your website. So you are mapping two names. I mean, you are telling your domain provider that I have abc.com and I want it to be called cde.com. So it's just kind of mapping between two names. So here it is asking for me to enter subdomain. It is asking for subdomain because I host something else on my parent domain, which is sql.net. But if you if you if you wish to configure this with your parent domain, you can do that as well. As I have shown you that this shivam.studio is the parent domain where this website is being hosted. So let's say page demo. So what we want here, we want pagedemo.sql.net to become this pagedemo.org.github.io. So let's copy this name here, let's paste it here. So I'm telling my domain provider to call pagedemo.org.github.io to pagedemo.sql. So there won't be any redirection, nothing. You will simply type pagedemo.sql.net and your website will get open. So we'll see that in a moment. So let's click on add new DNS record here, and we will wait for this. And come on now. Yep, DNS record has been added. So we have configured this name to our website. So now if we hit this, let's see what happens. It's saying it's not private, okay, because you don't have HTTPS. So let's remove as and simply say, okay, so it's saying 404 because we have to do one more setting in GitHub options. So when you go again to your GitHub pages section, you will find a custom domain here. So this is something that we are asking GitHub to allow this domain to serve the content. What content? The content which is hosted on pagedemo.org.github.io. So we have to tell GitHub about this. So the next would be we have to hit save. It will take a couple of seconds to save. And if you scroll down again, it's saying now that your site is ready to be published at pagedemo.sql.net. It means it must be working now. So let's refresh the page and see how beautiful it is. So now your website is running at pagedemo.sql.net. So in the end, to just summarize what we have learned about what GitHub pages are. The second thing, we learned what kind of GitHub pages GitHub offers, which are one project specific and another one is organization specific. The another thing we discussed is how we can create these two types of websites with GitHub. And the last thing we learned about how to configure the domain so that we can use our own domain name. So now I haven't spent a single penny, and I don't have to buy any hosting provider to host my website. And please, guys, remember, as long as you have a static website. But blogs are a little different. You can use static blog technology called Jekyll. We'll discuss Jekyll in some another demo. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. If you like this discussion, please encourage us. And if you have some kind of suggestion, any complaint, or you want us to discuss any other topic, please let us know in comments, and please subscribe for this channel. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye. Have a good day. Happy learning. Bye bye.